Hunter said something on one of these last podcasts that is, I feel like it's boiling up right now.
Yeah, I'm
like,
sure he would have something pointed to say.
Yeah, what would he say? I'm sorry, I forgot completely. I think like you're saying, what were you just saying 2 seconds ago before you just were talking about being authentic?
Well,
something popped into my mind and I just forgot it now. I took it with too big of a shot of that Jack Daniels, probably mixing it now with one of these energy drinks.
I don't remember.
Oh, you know what? Actually, it makes me think of this whole idea of, what do you think about this whole idea of seeing reality as it is? Because that's something that we've talked about before on the podcast, which it ties into like being authentic, like this whole question of a good way to live is by seeing reality how it is, which I guess you could put it as detaching. You want to detach, because if you have your emotions so tied up in like whatever the fuck you're going through, it's going to be hard to kind of objectively see things. But I guess I want you to go more into this whole detachment, seeing reality how it is, being more objective. I struggle with it. I mean, that's a big struggle of mine,
I say avoid reality as much as possible.
What do you mean, avoid reality?
Because reality will fuck with your ability to live unconditionally. Because if you are trying to observe reality and it's not what you want, then that's not good.
So, okay.
That is not going to produce a life that you want to live, because there's all kinds of realities out here.
Yeah.
I mean, when you go outside, you can see the homeless encampment, or you can see the beautiful flowers and the clouds and the beautiful blue of the sky.
Yeah.
You can really choose what to focus on.
Yeah.
And that is how that's what you guys were talking about, creating
I wanted
reality.
to know what you thought about that. I was thinking about that. Like, so what you're saying, it kind of sounds like it's like you choose to see what reality you want to see. So would you say this whole idea of like what Chris was saying, he thinks that sometimes it's better to live in a delusion, which that's such a harsh sounding word. Like,
it's not a delusion though. It is
so what
not
do you mean
a
by
delusion.
That?
It is simply a choice. You choose what to focus on, and you can pick and choose it, even within the people in your life.
Yeah.
You can pick and choose what you want to focus on. Let's say,
how do you do that?
Let's say your spouse or your mate or whatever has got some good qualities and some bad qualities.
Yeah. We all do.
Oh wait, not me. I just good stuff here.
That's your reality.
Like, you have the choice in the greater world, and you have it with persons in your life, that you can pick what you want to focus on. Now, if someone is irritating you, I mean, and this is a skill that you have to develop.
See, this is what I want to pick your brain at, is like, how do you do that?
Well, for one thing, you detach and you see them.
How do you detach?
You see, okay, let's say we're having an argument.
Yes.
And I'm like, I know that Cole doesn't hate me. I know that he's actually 99% of the time, he's not yelling at me. And so you kind of talk yourself away from what is happening in the moment. If what is happening in your moment you don't like, then it is up to you. This is personal responsibility. It's up to you to change it.
Yeah.
And you can bring out better things in other people just as you can bring them out in yourself.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about that before. It's like leadership. That's part of like the whole leadership is, it's your personal responsibility. You can lead a conversation or an argument or whatever. You can, like, in your personal life, and it's not even related to work, just personally, whoever you're talking to, like you're saying right now, you really can decide to make that choice and focus. And I mean, I love talking about this stuff because it's like, it's hard. It's like, I want to try to explore how can we bring it up to a level where it's easier to understand? Because it's hard to man, it's really hard to practice this stuff. At least for me. I mean, maybe younger, if you're just learning about like meditation, detachment, whatever it is. I'm a big fan of like Jocko Willink, and he talks about it all the time. But it's one of those things that's it's really hard if you face a situation. I mean, at work, if there's an employee that is constantly pushing your fucking buttons all day or whatever, that's one of those situations where I do believe in that situation. You can make it better, but how? Like,
well, having said that, I just want to say there are going to be some instances where you're going to find that the best thing is to relieve that person of their duties on a permanent basis.
No, that's true. Yeah.
And so there are going to be those
says
cases. There's not a
line.
Solution for every single interpersonal dynamic. Some are meant to be and some are not meant to be.
So you think sometimes you have to walk away is what you're saying? Like there are those times where like, this is just nothing that I can do here. I need to get the fuck out of here.
Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
How do you know when it's one of those times?
I guess it's all kind of like a percentage sort of thing. Like if I am at least over 50% okay with the situation, then I have a much easier ability to overlook the negative and focus on the positive.
Yeah.
And you in that situation have a better possibility of creating more and more positivity.
Gotcha.
But if, you're not, you can create a lot of your own reality, but there are going to be times when if the preponderance of negativity is just too much, then you need to walk.
Okay. Well, that's okay. That's good to hear because it can be very easy to, they're like with all this content out there, like Jocko and David Goggin, sometimes you might think like, I can do something about this, even if every day there's some situation. So it's good to hear, like, you really sometimes have to like really think about the situation you're in. And there are times where you got to somehow like cut that tie.
Especially at your age, because you want to, you have to understand that you're learning so much that you are at this point where you're going to be discarding and taking on and discarding and taking on at a much more rapid pace than someone like me, who's older than you, by an unsaid number of years.
I would never know.